This is the APU AUV podcast. We are the American International School and American University in Vietnam in Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City. Hi, I'm Đình Nguyen. I'm a computer science major at AUV. We are proud to present Live Studying Abroad, a series of episodes where we checking with former APU and AUV students on what life is like living abroad. Recently, we surveyed APU and AUV students and asked them what is their biggest fear when it comes to living and studying abroad.
One of my biggest fear is that I have to cope with new challenges. Especially, I might face a new different culture that I don't have in Vietnam.
Well, I am afraid that I will get homesick because I have been living with my parents for years.
Loneliness because I think the problem is you have when you have nobody to visit you or nobody to care about you start to feel isolated and eventually you might develop bad habit for yourself, which is not something we want ever.
In this episode, I'm talking to Kenny, who's currently in his second year of studies at UMKC, University of Missouri, Kansas City.
The UMKC campus is wide and with multiple buildings.
When Kenny first moved to the US, he faced some common difficulties, which are finances, culture shock, and fast-talking English speakers. However, he's now able to adapt to the life there, and things are getting better.
So, Kenny, what was your biggest fear before you started studying abroad?
So my biggest fear, that was back then by the 20th of December last year. Initially, I wasn't totally ready for the board. Okay, back then I was still hesitated because there are fears surrounding my mind. So some of them are like native English, finances, and culture shock. One problem that most of the board student would experience at first time is that they will always convert USD into Vietnam-Danang, which will probably make us feel like so bad just to make payment for anything here.
I see. It has been really tough for you when you first came to the US, hasn't it?
It is tough, but
Yeah.
after time, adaptation take place, so I feel pretty good right now.
You are speaking to us from Kansas City and attending University of Missouri, Kansas City. So that fear you have with the things like native English, finances, and culture shock. How are you dealing with it now?
I think somewhat better than last time than when my first time came here, as I mentioned above. Because since I have about a year living in such condition and culture, however, my English, especially listening and speaking, aren't what I'm really comfortable with. Despite learning English in Vietnam, speaking to American are like another language, you know. There are where they use idioms and also their speaking rate is like a sport car, which really fast. And sometimes it is hard to hear the entire phrase that they're saying.
Yeah, I got you. I think there are many ethnic groups in the US, such as Caucasians, African American, Asians, Latinos, and so on. Maybe you think we are the American as well. So this is the reason why they speak really fast.
Yes, they have a lot of tongue, so
Yeah.
it's hard to deal with, but it's gonna take time for you though.
If you could go back, what could you have done differently to prepare?
I think there are a couple of things that I might prepare. I might take it serious. I would research for better information for the place that I will come. Additionally, back then I wasn't so active when decided to go study abroad. So if I go back there, I will be more focused on the act of study abroad. What I'm talking about here is that back then, most of the time, I ignored the process of completing paper to go study abroad. Instead, paying time to hang out with my friends, which of course decelerate the process.
Can you tell us something about the campus? What's it like?
The UMKC campus is wide and with multiple buildings for each typical major. So what I mean here is that there is a building only for computer science and engineer, a separate building for business, if that's your major. And if you are in composing major, you must go to music building. And moreover, each building will have its individual design, like classic to modern.
Are you living on or off campus? What's it like?
I'm living on the campus. I'm living with another Vietnamese friends at the dormitory. Everything seemed seemingly well processing. I had nothing to complain except for money, of course.
Is your accommodation fee or expensive?
It is expensive.
Uh,
It is expensive. It's for me it's about 10,000 actually for years.
Sorry, how much? 5,000?
No, 10,000.
10,000? Wow, it costs so much.
I heard that the summers after school cost more, and I'm not sure about that.
Are you making friends easily? Are you find it much more difficult?
For me, I feel like it's a little bit hard to find a native friends, because the people here, I feel like if I talk to them, make contact to them, they'll talk back to me. Otherwise, they will never talk to me unless there are something about the class that they want me to say with to say with them, explain, or want me to claim.
Your English speaking skills sounds amazing. Do you think that helps you a lot adapting to life there?
Despite study English in Vietnam, I still find it is hard sometimes to hear native speak, you know.
yeah.
So the people here use native language consolidate with idioms and sort of real words. Many people here I found that that they're really interesting, you know. It seems like they're talking with their throat closed, which make their voice low and hard to hear though. But they keep talking that way, so it's not cool for me. Like sometimes it's hard for me to communicate back because when even though I can speak English, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I cannot. My mind cannot generate. It's kind of fine to adapt with the culture, but with those Native Americans,
Yeah.
I find it difficult time.
What is your favorite thing to do when you are not at school or studying?
So what I regularly do in my free time is that I will take a hike around the campus, around the place that I feel like is peaceful and others, and I enjoy and enjoy my favorite music too. I love music, with my earbuds, of course. Those are essential things. Otherwise, I will watch YouTube, play video games, or talk to my friends. I play soccer too, and I love soccer. Actually, there's a full-size soccer field on the campus too.
So what game did you play?
I play Dream League soccer and all those, and also some sort of Identity 5. And what else? I don't play League of Legends, but I play Unknown Battleground.
Oh, you also play some shooting games like PUBG.
Yes,
Did you play Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike. I never have an experience on it yet. I
Okay.
may have tried. It seems like FPS, isn't it?
Yeah, FPS game. Yeah.
Wow.
As a Vietnamese person, how do you feel you are being treated?
There have been a lot of controversial around racism, but I have never seen anything like that happen to me when I came here. Therefore, there's nothing to worry. Or if it's happened to you, then you should let it go. It's it's gonna be better to never bother that kind of insult. Otherwise, people like students and people treat me really well.
Do people in United States know much about Vietnam?
Some people do, and they say that they enjoy being traveled in Vietnam. Phở here is one of the most popular dish
Oh,
to the Americans. They love phở, and which made me really proud of my hometown.
Same to me. As a Vietnamese person, I would be proud as well when someone said that. But it's so tasty.
Yes.
How you coping with life in the US to life in Vietnam?
So you mean compare them together, right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, of course, I love the way life flow in Vietnam. Everything's everything's cheap and affordable. Motorbike is widely used, and weather conditions are much better than here. Nonetheless, talking about the United States is talking about the discipline of the Americans. Um, the quality of all faces are significantly high. It seems to be easier to live in Vietnam, but most people, I mean, most of us will like the
Yeah.
US but it's take times.
What is the best piece of advice you could give anyone that is thinking of studying abroad?
Since I just came here for like 8 months, I don't have a lot of advice, but I have some. Some of the advice that I would like to have are that first, think carefully and deeply to consider your path. You have to make a plan, cross it out, any outline that you want to make. You need to have your goals. Like in the future, where do you want to go? And which how do I say that? And which career that you want to achieve to. That is what I'm talking about here. And secondly, be prepared for all kind of documentary stuffs. Be organized and prepare carefully because you may facing with other harassment, confusions around you. Always ask if you lost or don't know where to go, especially in the airport. Some sort of airport here requires you to make a little train to pick up your luggage. And in addition, always be aware of your properties, particularly documentaries. If you lost an important document or paper like I-20 or visa, you cannot immigrate into the United States. And finally, take it easy. There's no need to shame or embarrassing. No need to rush at all. If
Yeah.
you got culture shock, no worries, take time to overcome. If you take a little search on social media like Facebook or Instagram, anything like that, you can find some sort of Vietnamese group in the US or Vietnamese in the States that you're planning to go there. Feel free to ask if you need help. Oh, and one more. Actually, one more. I'm sorry for that. But there's one more. Check your school notification frequently because there might be some important events for you. That's all.
Thanks so much to our guest today, Kenny, and thanks for listening to the APU AUV podcast. I'm Đình Nguyên. We hope you enjoy this series on life studying abroad. Please like, comment, and share this episode. And listen for more episodes on the APU AUV podcast.